Hello people, I am Jaby KOAY, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Hello there.
We're looking at a video from Ariel, India. This is called Unequal Division of Household Chores is Keeping Women Awake, hashtag share the load for equal sleep. This is in line with the discussion that we were having not too long ago. I mean, these kinds of discussions have been happening more and more lately, I feel like in the past couple of years. It's in line with what's going on in the zeitgeist of India, I feel like. You know?
Well, yeah, just in that conversation about equality and gender roles and all of that. I think it's a really interesting time, and it's a conversation that we should be having.
Yeah, evening the playing field.
Yeah.
That's the idea. It's just equal rights, equal load, equal...
Yeah, let's help each other.
Let's help each other. So let's check this out without rambling any further.
So cute.
Beta, you have to finish your breakfast. Very nice. Just finish this, okay? Toast.
Thank you.
क्या बनाया?
मेरे स्विमिंग पूल से।
मेरा भी तो बोला है।
ओह हाँ, आपकी कितनी फ्लोर की है? 1, 2.
Dinner finished. Story time.
कौन सी स्टोरी सुनोगी आज?
इसकी favorite बर्फ वाली.
बर्फ वाली.
The cobbler made shoes.
Mommy? Papa?
Madhu?
What happened? Is she okay? Oh. Wow. Really sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's plain and simple. There's not much to it. I agree with that.
Yeah,
that
no,
sentiment.
I think it's a good sentiment. The thing that this made me think of as well was kind of the messages that we send to our kids based on what we're doing, because children learn from seeing, right? And so it's really interesting that they have this little girl who is noticing that her mom is doing a lot of work, and she's always noticing when her mom isn't there, when she's not in bed with them. It just makes me think, you know, if we can change the way that we behave, if we change the gender roles, or just not even just change the gender roles, but just kind of have more equality and just help each other out, then we're also teaching our children that this is a good pattern of behavior. Then you're not teaching her, this is acceptable, this is normal. And so it's nice that at the end, the dad kind of comes around and he's really sweet about it.
Right.
And he helps her out, because it seems like he just didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, he just kind of took it for granted.
Right. And that's realistically what it is most of the time, and a lot of women just haven't said anything. They
Yeah.
just sort of do it.
Because it's this kind of thing where it's been passed down through generations where we're taught, oh, this is the woman's role. And even if it's not something that's been taught to us in a very direct way, like this is a woman's role to take care of the family and this is what you do, we see our mothers do that. And so we're like, oh, okay, well, that's just how it's supposed to be. So I think it's really nice when men get involved and start helping around the house, because it's like, well, you live here too.
Well,
So-
there's an interesting statistic that I remember hearing when I was a kid. I haven't validated this, or verified this rather, but I heard something to the effect of women who are single live longer. Women who are married die sooner. Men who are single die sooner. Men who are married live longer. And it's because they have someone to help them out, right? And so men sort of like don't have to be quite as responsible and think as hard about a number of these little things that women sort of inherit. They take over these tasks and these responsibilities. It's tough because there are these natural roles that we sort of have assumed because, like you said, we see our parents do it, and then so we inherit the same ideas and responsibilities as we become adults ourselves, and we go, well, that's what they did. Obviously, that's what we're supposed to do, right? I haven't done the research on the statistic it's outlining here. I tried to do a quick thing, and it said actually that a lot of Indians are sleep deprived according to India Times. So the thing about it is this doesn't seem outside of the realm of possibilities. I'm saying this without having done any research yet. It's very likely that this could be a thing. I mean, even here in the States, like you hear about it all the time about women who have all these household chores, and men kind of justify it going, well, I'm out there. I mean, this is more sort of yester,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But men are like, I go out to work all day. And
you take care of the house.
Yeah, you take care of the house, right? The thing is, we're in a different era now where women are working as well, but
Exactly.
they have not been able to let go of those responsibilities that we should now be sharing equally. Like if we're sharing the payment of the bills and whatnot
Yeah.
because we're both working, then we should be sharing other responsibilities as well.
Exactly.
That's actually a really, really big thing for me, is sharing that responsibility, especially when it comes to parenting, which they showed here is he wasn't doing as much as her. And that to me is actually quite realistic. I mean, I've even experienced that as a kid growing up, where my mom was doing not only working, but she was also the tutor at home. And she was doing double time, right?
Yeah.
And so my dad didn't have it in him to discipline me that particular way. I guess he just wasn't built like that.
It's really cool that they're doing this ad, which kind of has that really cute short film type feel, where it's kind of showing a day in the life, I suppose, of the mother and like you said, her responsibilities and stuff like that. And then having that realization that, oh, crap, I need to help too. At least that'll help open up a conversation.
We're in a constantly evolving society globally, right? With constant change. And so there's a lot of things that we've inherited that's just these residual ideas and traditions. We're trying to marry it with the current, which is quite difficult. Every single generation has to deal with it. And that's sort of the challenge of being an adult and being a human being. Like I mentioned earlier, you have all the traditional responsibilities, but you have the current modern woman responsibilities, and you're trying to balance both, and it's quite difficult. Men need to recognize that. As someone who's experienced death in the family, lack of sleep will kill you. It will kill you. It will get to you. At some point, it will destroy you. Men and women need both to have equal responsibilities, equal sleep.
Yeah, equal sleep. Like, just
Yeah.
help out. That's all we're asking for, is to just help out. It's a modern society, and I think those kind of gender stereotypes, it's time to kind of put them to bed. Like, laundry isn't just a woman's job.
I just like the way that this ad was conducted. I think that it was tasteful. That's the word I'm looking for.
Right.
It was just tastefully done. It wasn't too in your face. It was quite simple. Yeah, it was cool.
And the little kid was so freaking cute.
And one of the things I appreciated about, yes, she was. One of the things I appreciated about it was it didn't make it seem like this is going to save your life. It was simply sharing a message while also saying, hey, there's this thing that we
Yeah,
have.
and I also liked that the dad wasn't portrayed as a bad guy. He was actually really nice. He was sweet. You could see that he was a good dad. He was engaged with his kid. You know, he played with her and stuff, but maybe he wasn't doing the disciplinarian role like the mother was taking on. And then later on, when he realizes like, oh no, like I've been taking her for granted. She's been doing all this stuff that I didn't even realize, and she's super tired. And he's really sweet about it, and he wants to help her out. So I think like that's a really nice message, because oftentimes it can make men feel like, oh, why am I being made to feel like a bad guy? I'm not a bad guy. I really like how that was handled.
You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed that reaction and discussion, and hopefully it invites a conversation that you guys should have. If your household resembles this in the least, I think it's a conversation worthwhile. You guys do subscribe if you haven't done that already, and hit that bell icon so you get notified every time we drop another video. All notifications, please. Check out ACHARA KIRK on the social media. Do subscribe. Man, I'm just like in loop here. I'm like a broken Windows 7 machine. Okay. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm Jaby KOAY. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.